Hello again. Right, Pencil Marks here, and still trying to do things with artwork and being seen now. Between the 2nd and the 10th of July, I drew Robin. It's something I do every year. Yeah, I've done it since 2015. And well, I've done it as a tribute to his memory. However, there is one picture that I haven't shown. I was working on it just after I did Robin, and I was trying to film it, and everything just went a bit blah, blah, blah. Didn't know what to say, didn't know how to say it, and I wasn't very well. So I just knuckled down, did the drawing, and now I'm doing another one. So the one that you missed is Eddie. This was done between the 12th and the 16th of July. I added the electric zaps, and I'm surprised it took as little time as it did. Now, there is a definite path to do this that I'm doing with these musicians. And it's sort of linked into something that I did just a little over a day ago in Birmingham. Work it out. I'll sort of reveal it later. There's about 19 pictures left to draw. And anyone who's seen the other videos will know that I'm working on a book. I mean, really, when I was in a bar in Birmingham on the 22nd, people they couldn't even find this page, even when I said it was Pencil Marks Artist, which is very, very worrying. So how do you get seen when you do it? I mean, you put the name in, even putting Drawing Aussie, and it came up with everyone else apart from me. It's just an odd setup when you can't even direct your own people to your own page to show what you're doing. So there are going to be some more 80s rock stars in this book. I'm hoping that it's going to be finished next year. It should be finished next year. But with 19 portraits left to draw, there's still a lot to do. So I'll be going through bands like the Kinks, Cream. I've already drawn the Small Faces, but that kind of thing. I've still got to draw the Beatles. And that will be 60s Beatles, but I haven't managed to do it just yet. It's one portrait at a time, and you just have to keep going. So this was 12th to the 16th, and let me just show you, it is real. There you are. All my portraits are real and hand-drawn. So now, who am I drawing? Well, yeah, who am I drawing? If you want to know who I am drawing, yeah, I'm drawing the Who. There is a connection. There is a connection, and there's a connection with Ozzy. This was 19 days. The hardest thing of doing this, the hardest part of doing this portrait was Ozzy had just died, and there we are, real paper. Ozzy had just died, and as I was drawing, I was crying, and I was worrying that the tears would fall down on the paper and destroy it. There are other pictures, but it's all linked in. I can't say much more because the plans aren't fully realised, and if you reveal too much on the internet, for God's sake, don't reveal much on the internet, because somebody's bound to rip you off. Before you find the good people, you're going to find the bad people. That is one of the rules of this. You can put artwork onto social media, you can put your own creations on social media. For God's sake, don't do it. If you put your own cartoon characters on social media, you are going to get ripped off, and somebody with more money and more power is going to take those characters. Plus, if you put this on Facebook, which you have to do to show it, it becomes Facebook's copyright. All your pictures on the internet, on Facebook, become Facebook's copyright. So they can do what they want with that picture. They can use it to train AI, they can manipulate it, they can use it for, they can even use it for adverts on TV. You haven't got a say in your artwork, you haven't got a say in your family photos. You put a picture of your child on there, that child picture becomes property, copyright of Facebook. It's part of the contract. If you look at any Facebook page, it says copyright Facebook. But we're in this world where we have to show it on social media. When I do this, I'm doing it to show what I can do, so I can get people connected to my artwork. And really it's just to make my life better for Mum and myself. It's not a fame thing. I like people who are in the public eye. Who doesn't? But it's not a fame thing. It has been accused that it's a fame thing, but it's not a fame thing. It's me drawing, being self-taught, and doing this kind of work to just make a living from what I do. You don't see what happens behind the scenes and the hard slog when you put something like this onto social media, and it absolutely dies a death in under 2 hours. It's hard when you do something like this for 19 days and it gets shafted. So The Who. I've got a few albums, I haven't got many. I'm not going to be buying every album. I mean, Who's Next has got Baba O'Reilly. I like that album. But, I mean, this one has got Baba O'Reilly and Won't Get Fooled Again. So now, this Who Are You obviously has got Who Are You. But when you're doing this, you run out of pictures pretty quickly. You run out of time to do the pictures. So you have to play. You can't keep playing constantly and buying the albums, because you shelve them, and then when you're doing it how I'm doing it, you end up going, I don't know whether I'll play that for a while, and sometimes it can be not played for a year. So I've got what I need, and now I'm sort of going into other music from this genre. I was playing this yesterday, which actually I got for free. There was a voucher that I had for completing a survey. They gave me £10. I had this, and this is a live album, which I didn't know. So where are we? Well, there's Roger Daltrey. Just do this. I've still got work. I've still got to do work on Roger. Now the problem with doing this is when you're working on it, really should be the other way around, but I don't like drawing that way. I don't like drawing landscape. You have to sort of cut the picture, but if you cut the picture there, you're going to take a lot out of the other picture, so you sort of have to do other printouts. I've finished, well, sort of finished off Keith Moon yesterday. I've still got a lot of work to do on Keith Moon. but it's getting there. The next one is Pete Townsend, the guy who destroyed every single guitar. And then there was there's John. My head. Hold on, John Entwistle. That's it, John Entwistle. So what I'm just trying to. I've only just started, really. I haven't put any music on yet. But I mean, as I said about it before, I have to constantly show that I am drawing by hand, while some pillock can get AI and just plonk it on the page and cheat. I know for definite that I've put these onto social media and they've used what I do to train AI without my permission. My permission wasn't even given. And actually I put something on with the Aussie Day on Wednesday, and I want to try and go back because there's something going on tomorrow, but I put something on with music that was recorded on the day, and it's snuck just hidden an option that if you don't opt out, your music, your videos can be used to other people can adapt your music and videos and everything else. Be careful about putting things on social media. They can if you don't take away permission, they will steal it. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. You're an artist, you create. Your creation should be yours. You see, this is why when you draw physical, when you do this physically, you still retain the rights to it. I mean, it's a grey area with copying photos, but it's your interpretation of the photos. That's what I've discovered. It's your interpretation of the photos. So while the photo is possibly copyright to the artist, I mean, I've talked to people who have said they don't own the rights to their own photos. I met Sam Fox years ago, and hold on, just sharpen this. I met Sam Fox years ago, Samantha Fox, you know, the Page 3, and she had a few songs out, and she said that she didn't own the rights to her own photos. All those photos that she did in the 80s, she didn't own the rights to them. Well, if you're in the photo, shouldn't you have the rights to it? You know, shouldn't you be able to use it? So this is these photos. When I draw these pictures, they're my interpretation of the photo. It just so happens that I'm somebody who can do realistic artwork. With Keith Moon, I mean, everything you hear about Keith Moon, I'm pretty sure is true. All the drunken stories about Keith Moon. This is the guy who they based Animal from the Muppets on. Animal from the Muppets is Keith Moon. God only knows what would have happened if Ozzy Oliver Reed and Keith Moon had got together for one night. And he was in his drinking phase, and those stories would have been legendary. The thing is, while I'm doing these portraits and just doing them one at a time, and I have got a mission for this, I don't know what's going to happen to these portraits once I've done. You see, when you've got a name, you can just say, well, I'm selling some of them on. But on Wednesday, I had a couple of people say that they wanted to buy one of the portraits, one of the Ozzy portraits. A G-clay print I can do, but if you want me to do a commission like this, I mean, you can't get it for cheap. You see, to some people these are just pictures and that's it. It's just a picture to scroll past. Well, to me, this is how I do the pictures. You see, I do this work like this. And there's no other way to do it. I do it the traditional way, and to get the realism, I'm using a ruler and I'm measuring. Anyway, I will switch off and I can get going a bit quicker with some music on. What I've got to do now is just smooth out the nose. But yeah, I mean, live drawing, I'll admit, is boring to look at. You have to do something sparkly, like speed it up or put music on or something. Now the problem is, this camera is in my hand here. This is my hand. Look. Ooh, there's a finger. This camera is in the way of me seeing what I'm doing. Well, you might have that image. I've got to try and balance it so I see in the screen, and also not try and cover up the microphone with my thumb, because it's an internal microphone, and I'm looking over the top of the camera and trying to draw at the same time. I mean, this idea about men can't multitask, there was somebody who I knew and she kept saying men can't multitask, and I just went, what do you mean they can't? Of course they can. I said, I'm listening to you and ignoring you at the same time. Ba-dum-bum. Quite proud of that, actually. But using a Who song, I Won't Get Fooled Again. So the next video will show a bit of progression. It'll be possibly Monday. Well, I think it'll definitely be Monday that I do a video, because It's Friday at the moment and I don't know how far I'm going to go, and I don't tend to draw on the weekend if I can help it. So it's now time to really annoy the neighbours by, yeah, Black Sabbath. It works. I'm going to play a bit of Black Sabbath and honour Ozzy while I'm drawing the Who. And the next video will be up quicker than I can draw it. See ya.